So is Guillermo Rigondeaux the new boogeyman in the sport of boxing? Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So yeah, I felt it necessary to definitely make a video about this situation. It was obvious, and we were getting shades of different people, ducking Guillermo Rigondeaux. But when I listened to this interview that Leo Santa Cruz did like a week ago, then it was more than obvious that these people are really in fear of Guillermo Rigondeaux, right? I'm listening to this interview that Leo does, and understand something. Leo Santa Cruz is a very exciting fighter. I like watching him. He's very promising. He was the champion at 118, and I see this article that Santa Cruz is moving up to 122, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be nice. Rigo against Santa Cruz, an aggressive fighter like this, it would bring out the best, and it would be a great fight, right? So Leo is being interviewed, and the guy who interviews him, as far as I'm concerned, he kind of helps Leo out by asking him a question, but he asks him a certain way. He asked Leo, so who do you want to fight at 122? Instead of saying, so are you going to try to fight Rigo since he's pound for pound one of the best in the world, right? He gave Leo a chance to not bring it up. And that's exactly what Leo did. So he asked him the question, and then Leo says, oh, well, I plan on going to 122 and fighting the guy who just beat Mahrez, Terrazas, and maybe fighting one or two guys, and then I'm going to move up to 126. I'm looking at the goddamn screen as sideways as I could put my damn head, right? Because I'm saying to myself, as tough as this guy is, as aggressive, one of these prideful fighters that fight with heart and all that kind of stuff, but yet all of a sudden, you're showing fear when it comes to Guillermo Rigondeaux. I mean, guys, this is getting ridiculous, man. This is getting ridiculous, right? And Donaire is the one that started all of this ducking Rigo, right? Donaire, he ducked him for 2 years. And I guess the way a lot of people are perceiving it, a lot of boxers, is, wow, now we know why Donaire was ducking him. You duck somebody for 2 years, and then as soon as you fight them, they beat you easy. I guess that would kind of put a scare on a lot of people around that division, right? And then you got Abner Mahrez. Abner Mahrez, he did exactly what Leo Santa Cruz is planning on doing. Abner Mahrez, he jumped from 118 to 122. He had no intentions at all of fighting Rigo, right? No intentions at all. He said, I want Donaire. And if I can't get Donaire, I'm skipping to a whole nother division, right? I mean, not even making sure that he never brought up Guillermo Rigondeaux's name, right? I mean, it's crazy, man. All these tough, self-claimed tough fighters, they're ducking. It's the toughest type of fighters that are ducking, which is surprising to me. They have this type of personality in the ring, and when they're interviewed and the way they fight, they have the type of personality that they would never duck anyone. But that's not the case, though. That's not the case at all. You got Terrazas, who just beat Mahrez. Rigo's name doesn't even get mentioned out of his mouth. All of these dudes are afraid of the fucking boogeyman, Mr. Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, we already know what the built-in excuse is going to be. Everybody's going to start sending me messages saying, well, you got to understand, they're not ducking. This Top Rank and Golden Boy, they don't get along, and whoopty this and whoopty that. Let me explain something to you. Once again, this goes back to the hypocrisy and the double standards that we deal with in this sport of boxing, right? If that was the case, why is it the same people who will defend them because they feel that this is not ducking, this just is Top Rank and Golden Boy? Why is it they never said anything when Floyd Mayweather was trying his best to fight Manny Pacquiao? Instead, what did they say? oh, Floyd Mayweather's a coward, he's scared, and this and that. Forget the fact that Bob Arum, he has fucking articles where Top Rank made statements that they're not interested in the Mayweather fight at this time. Forget about the fact that when Floyd was trying to make the fight in May, before he went to jail, Bob Arum came out with this lame-ass excuse saying, I'm making a 100,000 seat Coliseum or arena, and it won't be ready till June, coincidentally, when Floyd Mayweather goes to jail, right? Now, that would seem to be the time when you would want to use the excuse that the promoters don't want to make the fight. But instead, the same people who's going to defend all of these cats that I'm talking about, they're going to sit over here and now they're going to use the promotional excuse. Let me tell you guys something about this ridiculous promotional excuse. First off, a boxer, your job is to fight. Your job is to fight and call out the best people if you believe that you have the confidence to beat them, right? When Lennox Lewis was calling out Mike Tyson, it was different promoters involved. It was different TV networks. That was the hardest fight to put together. Matter of fact, that fight was so hard to put together that for the first time in the history of two networks, they actually had Showtime and HBO working together. Right? Bobby Ches and Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant working together. Showtime and HBO commentators working together just to bring this fight together. Right? Lennox Lewis had been calling out Mike Tyson for 2 years. Why didn't it stop him from calling out Mike Tyson? He could have easily said, oh, well, you know what? It's different networks, different promoters, so I'm not going to call him out. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. You call out the best when you think that you can beat the best, right? And you do what you can do to make the fight. When Abner Mares was calling out Nonito Donaire, and Donaire is from Top Rank, right? Isn't Rigo from Top Rank too? So see, no matter how many times you try to make excuses, you're going to run into a contradiction, okay? You cannot make excuses. And, and this goes back to the pride and the heart that a lot of these fans, they have. A lot of these fans, they have these favorite fighters that they cling on to. And, and they start, and their heart and their pride will not allow them to believe anything negative or anything cowardly about one of their fighters, right? Abner Mares. Ain't no Abner Mares fan going to admit this shit. He's going to sit there and he's going to tell you because his heart is going to keep trying to convince him, right? Abner Mares never called out Rigo. Oh, well, maybe he didn't call him out because of the promotional situation. Oh, that was proven not to be the case. Oh, well, maybe it's because of this. Oh, that was debunked too? Well, you know what? Maybe it was because of this. Maybe he never mentioned Rigo's name because he couldn't pronounce the name. It's a hard name to pronounce, right? It's always going to be an excuse because your pride won't allow you to believe, you have to believe that my guy is the best. My guy ain't scared of nobody. He's the best. And my guy has an excuse for anything that he does, right? But the reality of it is as clear as fucking day, which is these so-called tough motherfuckers are scared as fuck when they hear the name Rigo. Okay? That's what the shit comes down to. That's exactly what it comes down to. Rigo is a motherfucking beast. And these fighters are treating him like he is literally a beast. Alright? Now, I see this happening for quite some time. But, there always comes a brave soul. A brave soul always comes out of nowhere, thinking he can take on, Mr. Rigo, and he gets his ass whooped most likely, but, it's going to come. But right now, everybody is scared to death of Rigo, okay? Everybody is scared to death of Rigo, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but I just had to bring this up because, like I said, I really get sick and tired of these, so-called macho motherfuckers claiming that they so goddamn badass and shit. And motherfuckers, as soon as they see Rigo's name, they scream and holler and run the opposite direction. I'm gonna get all these ridiculous messages. People gonna send me shit saying they ain't fucking scared of Rigo and this and that and all this kind of shit. Well, you show me. You show me an article where they saying I get in the ring with him. I get in the ring with him and whoop his ass. You show me an article. They scared to death to even bring the man's name up. Even the interviewer don't want to bring up Rigo's name because he don't want to put nobody on the spot. Now, the other comment that I'm going to start to get by the haters, by the Floyd Mayweather haters, is whenever I criticize any fighter, the first thing someone does is they bring up Floyd Mayweather. Like, oh, that makes it okay because Floyd Mayweather, he ducked all kind of people. He did this, he did that. But what you guys don't understand is you keep trying to make it sound like, oh, Floyd Mayweather did everything you said that guy did. Or if this guy is doing the same thing Floyd did. Well, if this is the case, please explain to me why are the majority of these guys not undefeated? Why aren't these guys pound for pound the best fighters in the world then? Okay? When these cats reached age 36 and they're considered the best fighter in the world, the best fighter of their era, then we can have a conversation saying that, yeah, well, they did the same thing Mayweather did. Until I see that, I don't want to hear that shit. Okay? It's just more ridiculous rhetoric to make yourself feel better. You wish that these cats have done everything that Floyd Mayweather did. All right? So that's all I got to say on this one. I'm on to the next one.